Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancé, Chapter 94, I believe we're on. Yes, 94. When we last left our hero, spent a lot of time dealing with the Seigawa's marriage, as Hiro's father tells Nagi that they also were in an arranged marriage, and he's always believed that his wife Asami never really loved him and only sort of stayed with him to protect the shrine and to keep the bloodline going, despite the fact that he's always sort of been head over heels for her. But this sort of leads to a fight between Hiro and her mom, as Hiro was like, I see how you two just don't love each other at all. There's a segment of Asami sort of pointing out all the flaws of her husband, and Nagi's like, wait a second, to know all that, to have paid attention to all that, that's not what you do for someone that you hate, that's what you do for someone you love. And Asami becomes a blushing mess. Seigawa's father learns that his wife has in fact loved him this whole time. It's real sweet. However, it has the slightly unfortunate after effect of turning Hiro's father to be very pro-arranged marriage, and is not. He was originally an ally in Hiro's quest to sort of marry for love, and now that position is a little bit shakier. So yeah, all that being said, let's jump right on into chapter 94. You really love this shrine, don't you, Seigawa-san? Which is almost certainly going to be a Nagi line. But our picture here is of Sachi in winter clothes, reading like a textbook, it looks like. It may be pretend, but a wedding with the one you admire? Time to try getting straightened up. So last time it seemed like the wedding was going to get called off, but maybe not. Anyway, we opened with Hiro calling. One sec. With Hiro calling Umino-kun. I've officially gotten the okay for the pretend wedding ceremony. Okay, so all of last week's cliffhanger just kind of got brushed aside like that. Also, it's kind of interesting we're seeing Hiro in like school clothes. I guess she's going to school and Nagi isn't, because Nagi is still very much in like traditional robes. But Nagi reacts, "Oh, you did it! All thanks to you." And Nagi's sort of confused, did I do something? But Hiro goes on, it looks like Mom hasn't come to accept it yet, but since Dad wants to see me in my bridal wear, he's doing his best to persuade her. So that really had nothing to do with Nagi. Sure, Hiro's dad came back around, but that was not as a result of Nagi's actions. And Nagi kind of calls that out, so I didn't really do anything after all. But Hiro protests, of course you did. They only made up because of your work as the mediator. Which is a fair point, I guess. They're only on such good terms because of Nagi. Is that so? And Hiro just grins. Yeah. And Nagi sort of scratches his neck. But this means that finally, this is your time to be the star now, right? And Hiro goes like full Gen Z there. All right, let's get this bread. Just kidding. Do people still say that? I mean, I know this is technically set in like September of 2020 when that might have still been a thing, but that line feels dated even for September of 2020. I don't know. I'm also curious how much of that was translators having fun. But anyway, Hiro turns back to him. Let's start with those preparations already. Let's go. Nagi chimes in. All right. And then we just cut to a horse, just like snorting at Nagi, sort of shocking him. Eep. And Hiro tells him, I was thinking that we should have this little fella help out in the pretend wedding ceremony. Okay. I don't really know why they would. Nagi reacts appropriately. A horse? Since it's something you can only do at a shrine with sacred horses, right? Okay, I guess they have sacred horses. I did not know that. That's a thing, apparently. And Hiro, scratches the horse behind the ears. Sacred horses are servants of the gods, you know. You have to give them your utmost hospitality. And then she turns to leave. I'm going to go get some feeding grass real quick. Right. And Nagi turns back towards the horse. That's all well and good, but I guess I should just clean up for now. And he goes to, sweep the stable, I guess. And then he hears a voice from the horse that is almost certainly Hiro. I think Hiro, probably put a speaker behind the horse's ear when he scratched it. You hear the horse say, Umino-kun, can you hear, Umino-kun? The sound of my voice? I am speaking to you right now, directly into your mind. Also, that horse has some anime eyes. I don't know why that horse has anime eyes, but it's a little weird. Nagi's sort of confused and shocked. My name is Yukari, and I am a servant of the gods. And Nagi's continually falling for these pranks. Sort of panicking. Huh? I have come in the gods' stead to deliver you their message. Umino-kun, and Nagi turns back to the horse. Yes? Give up on Hiro. Okay. That's an interesting beat. Because I presume this was Hiro. Maybe it's Asami? I don't know. And Nagi is sort of stunned. Huh? Don't you already have a wonderful fiancé? You'll be happier with her instead. And Nagi sort of started to panic. But the gods are giving me guidance? And he started like visibly panicking and talking. What should I? And Hiro comes back, kind of questioning what exactly Nagi is up to. I don't know. I think that's Asami is trying to get to Nagi. And yes, there's Asami. It's not like a recorder, not like a speaker or anything. She's just hiding behind the wall. And Hiro just questions her, Mom, what are you doing? And Nagi just turns and just pure surprise. Huh? And Asami sort of coughs. And then just walks away. Doesn't deal with any of the shit she just tried to pull. And Hiro, I don't think heard quite what Asami said. Just laughs it off. Mom's always been that way. I used to think horses could talk, even in elementary school. And Nagi's just sort of been shaken to his core. Right. What a family. And Hiro chimes in, oh, right. Speaking of family, you see these pictures of a young Hiro, a growing up slideshow? I suppose you could consider weddings something that you host for the family that raised you. This is for them to think back on and reminisce. Okay, I'm not sure they need to go this far. It's not an actual wedding. They're taking some photos for a pamphlet. But okay. Nagi sort of agrees. I see. And then we see this picture of a little baby Hiro in her kind of oversized robe. I guess even you used to be like this too. Well, of course I was. Then we see Hiro has won some kind of race or something. As expected. Have you always been obsessed with being first place? That was when I got an award for field day in elementary school. Then Nagi looks at another picture. But you really love this shrine, don't you, Seigo-san? And we see early high school glasses Hiro cleaning the shrine. We never quite found out why she lost the glasses, right? I'll have to go back to those chapters to work out what exactly happened with the glasses. But I don't remember this. I remember Glasses Hiro was never talk to me again, and Nagi never quite knew what happened, and then the next day she was without the glasses, I think. And it cut her hair? I don't know. Anyway, Hiro's with blushes. Is it that obvious? And Nagi tells her, when you're at the shrine, your expression completely changes. And Hiro sort of smiles at that, and Nagi sort of gives this light smile at her. And then Hiro's right back to work. Let's go with the Japanese court theme for the music. And Nagi confused, what is this, New Year's? Then we cut to a little bit later as Hiro declares, wow, Umino-kun, you look good. And we see he's in sort of, I guess, groom's wear robe. Do I really? And Hiro just sort of kind of claps. You look like you're at your you look like you're at your coming of age ceremony. Nagi sort of gives a sort of almost defeated smile. Better that than being ready for childhood rites. I'm not quite. That feels like it's a little bit in depth of a Japanese culture joke for me. For me to understand it. I mean, but anyway, Nagi's starting to shake here. But just wearing these clothes alone makes me feel nervous. We're really doing this. A wedding ceremony. Even if it's just pretend. And Hiro goes to smooth out his collar. Here, your collar's crooked. And Nagi's sort of shocked and flashes back towards a moment, I don't remember what this moment was, of Hiro kissing his cheek. Was that the same moment, like right after Never Talk, or right before Never Talk to Me Again, maybe? I'm gonna actually see if I can probably find the Never Talk to Me Again line really fast. Where was that? Maybe it was 70, maybe it was, where, 79 maybe? Let me skim through here as fast as I fucking can. Yeah, I think this is the right chapter. So if I can see, I just want to see if that's like part of, if this is the moment, that Nagi's thinking on here. Yes, it is. It was the big money shot, the two-page spread in 79, right before Hiro hits him with, "If you do me a favor, please never speak to me ever again." So yeah, which makes sense as like that sort of a part of that conversation they never really dealt with in the preceding week or two since that incident. But anyway, Nagi sort of flashes back to that with Hiro all up in his space. Come to think of it, back then, what was that all about? And Hiro questions what was. At school. Never mind, it was an accident. You didn't mean anything by it, right? He sure is dense, and that sort of dark and gloomy shroud over Hiro's eyes seems to signify that she's not happy with this density. And then we get this like money shot, which I had to figure this chapter's money shot would be Hiro in her bridal wear. But no, we get it right here. As she just says, "There's no such thing as a meaningless kiss." Is this a confession? Is she confessing to him? And Nagi's sort of stunned by that. So, you mean... And Hiro just smiles up at him. "I can't wait for the real thing. The kiss to seal our vows." Okay. Nagi, it's time you caught on here, because she's making it really obvious. And Nagi's sort of stunned there. Are we doing that too? Though, I will call out, though, my initial read of that line, and Nagi's read of that line, is like the real kiss at the pretend ceremony, as opposed to the sort of cheat kiss she gave him at school. But the way the wedding ceremony is constantly marked as pretend, and the way Hiro says the real thing there, she might be talking about their hypothetical actual wedding. Anyway, we come back to the Umino restaurant, where Erika is working as like a maid. She's turned into like a maid cafe or something. Come in. We see these like two guys walk in. "Welcome to Uminote. May I take your order?" One of the guys reacts, "Oh man, did I walk into the wrong restaurant?" And his companion says, "I know you. You're the daughter of the hotel baron." "Why, yes I am. I wanted to learn about society, so I thought I might work part-time here for a bit." The men sort of respond, "Good for you, at your age. I guess I'll have to come here every day now." And we see Sachi in the back, not all dolled up like Erika is, sort of watching her sister. And then we go to Namie, sort of talking. We've been short on hands for a while now, but now that Erika-chan's here, she's been a huge help. And Yohei agrees. She's quick on her feet, and the customers love her too. No time for the more experienced Sachi to rest, all right? And we see Sachi's kind of gloomy here. And as I recall, the last time we saw Sachi several chapters ago now, she was also kind of gloomy there too, wasn't she? At first I thought it was Nagi being shipped off to Hiro's house. She was afraid she was going to get left behind in the romantic drama, as she should be. As she fucking should be. But now that mopiness seems to be centered around Erika. Anyway, I think this is Yohei's line. "Come on, those dishes won't wash themselves. Quickly now." And Sachi just snaps, "I'm working on it." And Yohei responds, "Good grief. Well then stop yapping and get cracking." And Sachi's increasingly uncomfortable or something. As Yohei kind of goes on, "We need more than just a bit of help around here. What's wrong? Gone soft?" And there's this look in Sachi's eyes. Her parents are being kind of mean to her right here. Parents can do that, you know. That's how parents can be sometimes. But what exactly? Like, there's definitely something going on with Sachi, and I don't really know what it is. But just then, Erika interrupts. Sachi-chan, don't pay them too much attention. You know, I just started here and all, right? They're just laying on the praise a bit too thick. I mean, just now I spilled a beer, right? And I've probably broken at least 5 plates. So I don't know if things are different in Japan, but at least in America, high schoolers just cannot serve beer. It's not a thing you can do. But okay. At least I don't think you can work at like, I don't know, maybe like in some restaurants you can. In high school I worked in like fast food restaurants, just didn't serve beer generally. And I remember I worked at a grocery store. There were some kind of rules around people buying alcohol from me. I forgot exactly what they were. But anyway, it's a little weird having a 16-year-old serving beer. Anyway, Erika does this cutesy little sort of thing with the wink and the fist. But Sachi stops her. That's not it. I was just wondering what Nagi's up to now. Okay, so she is just largely focused on Nagi. I'm curious, like, my initial impression when Hiro had that bit about, where's the line? Speaking of family on page 8, I thought they were going to invite the Uminos and Erika. But we'll see. We'll see if that's what this scene here is also kind of building towards. Because Erika's kind of taken aback by that. And she just sort of responds, that's all it was? That's why you've been all gloomy? Sachi-chan, you're so cute. And Sachi tries to get a word in. That's not everything. And Erika sort of nods like she knows what she's talking about. Since it's Nagi-kun we're talking about, he's probably going at it as hard as ever. When it was just the two of us back in our room at the hotel, he was the same as ever and did nothing but study the whole time. He's probably having a study session with Hiro-chan right now, I bet. Oh, if only you knew, Erika. If only you knew. And Sachi turns to her. You mean nothing happened? I think Sachi maybe thought they had some tomfoolery happen over there. But Erika's sort of confused. What do you mean nothing? Not that anything did happen. And Sachi sort of glows and like smiles. I see. And I guess this is Yohei or Namie calling. Hey Sachi, can you get the evening paper from the mail? Okay. And Erika's a little confused at why Sachi all of a sudden feels so much better. Oh boy. I might have been right about my earlier guess. Because Sachi goes to get the mail, and she sees this elaborate invitation. An invitation? And she reads it. Huh? And we cut to Ai and her grandmother, who hands her a letter. I received an invitation. To what? And she looks down. Huh? And there it is. On this special occasion, the two of us will be holding a wedding ceremony. You are most welcome to attend. Umino Nagi, Seiko Hiro. A star is nothing without guests to bear witness. Next time, a nerve-wracking wedding ceremony at Meguro Myojin. Oh boy. So yeah, it's time for everything to kind of collide. And I don't know if I can still call this the hotel arc at this point. But all the loose threads that have kind of been out in the air since the hotel arc happened are all about to collide in one point. I do actually, first thing I'm going to talk about is Ai, who has this invitation. I cannot imagine Hiro is not being at least a little petty sending that to Ai. You know, sending it to Nagi's family is one thing. You know, we're doing this whole wedding thing. Come check it out. Sending it to Ai, the girl who has no relation to Nagi beyond being a love rival for it, being Hiro's love rival, and going back to that scene in 79, that Hiro has all this sort of like almost guilt over for providing her this avenue to like show Hiro up. Like the only reason I can think she would send Ai of all people an invitation is just to like, you know, rub it in that she's having this like whole wedding thing with Nagi and Hiro, and Ai isn't. So I'm sure we'll see all that next week. We also have Sachi and I presume all the Uminos and Erika going as well. And given everything going on with Sachi right now, and how Sachi was only really, able to find any kind of happiness about this situation through being comforted that, like, nothing is going on with Hiro and Nagi right now, just to get Hiro and Nagi are getting married, even in a fake way. There is no mention of it being fake, so that's the whole thing. It definitely, like, especially the fact they don't mention it's pretend to any of them, it does feel like Hiro trying to, like, stake her claim in Nagi in a sense, I think. So that'll be fun. Hiro is always kind of a fun character. Like, it's well documented I'm a big Nagi Eri fan, yada yada yada. But Hiro's just so fun. I want to see her try to get under everyone's skin. There's just some good shit there that I'm sure we'll see. And then we have the first part of the chapter, which focuses, where we've been on Nagi and Hiro. There's the horse gag, and specifically, Asami sort of trying to manipulate Nagi here in a kind of unhealthy way. It kind of is glossed over. Hiro doesn't even know exactly what's happened, but it definitely is not healthy. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I mean, like, it makes sense for Asami. She wants, Hiro to get with her fiance and for the arranged marriage to go through, yada, yada, yada. But it's maybe, that's the part that's maybe a step too far. But we'll see if anything at all comes of that anyway. Then we spend a bit more time sort of like reminiscing over a young Hiro, which is largely just kind of there to give them some, like, bonding moments. There's not a whole lot of any kind of plot, or even really any comedy in this segment. It's just sort of, they get along real well. They're again, I'm much more Team Erika, but, like, they got a good dynamic going here, the two of them. And then we have this whole bit in the groom's robe. Your collar's crooked, leaning in the same way she did with the kiss earlier, and Hiro all but confesses to him. There's no such thing as a meaningless kiss. I can't wait for the real thing, the kiss to seal our vows. Like, get with the program, Nagi. She's into you. There's no messing around with that now. No denying, no nothing. But yeah, now we have this wedding ceremony coming up, and all hell's about to break loose, especially once Ai gets there. Like, definitely Ai is going to cause some drama, I know it. But I can't wait to see it all play out. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!